Hello, welcome back. This is the second installment of my Path of Exile introductory video series. This time we're gonna take it down a notch in terms of fighting. I don't think we're gonna do any fighting in this episode. Hey, look, a kiwi. Hello. Anyway, I got sidetracked. Sorry. There's a kiwi, but yeah, we're gonna talk about items. We're gonna talk about currency. And we're definitely going to talk about the passive skill tree more in depth. So, let's talk about the passive skill tree. In this game, it's just incredibly important because not unlike Diablo 2, every level you get a point to put in a skill slot, right? Well, in this game, you get passive skill points to put in your passive skill tree. Now this tree is it's a little bit like if you know Final Fantasy X system. They had like a web, right? And you would go from one skill to the next, but along the way you'd have to get the previous skills, the prerequisites to get there. So that's pretty much how this is. And what you really want to do is find a nice way, find a nice path to whatever kind of stuff that you want, and then just do it there. The website, the Path of Exile website, if you join it, it has a very nice passive skill tree, what do you call those things, planner, yeah, passive skill tree planner, where if you point on something, that it has a couple different little settings you can add to it, but basically, like, say you wanted to get Resolute Technique, if you hovered over this, you could set it so that based on how many points you already put in certain places, it could tell you, or show you, the correct, path, the shortest path to get there. So it's very useful, very useful. So. You can save your builds, give them to other people, etc., etc. Alright, anyway, you have your normal passive skill, so this will give plus 10 to strength, this will give more melee damage, and two-handed damage, attack speed, life, regen, life, armor, etc. Now these things, I'm not quite sure the exact name for them, but basically they are stronger passive point things. I should really learn that name, but basically these ones are probably pretty good to get. Yeah, you see, this one, for example, gives 0.5% of life regen per second, right? And here's some increased life, right? But the difference between this one and this one, look at that. This one gives 1.5%, right? You're not going to find that on anything else. They're all going to be like this. So, or this instead of just giving plus 7 to cold resist, this one might give you 15 to all resistances. Here's some to fire. Yeah, so you get it. These ones are better ones. Basically, some big ones that are pretty worth getting to, depending on what you want. And then there are these big ones, the keystone passives. The keystone passives are very important because they can really change the way your character plays dramatically. So for the Marauder, there's a very important one that I would think most people take, if not all people. To me, I take it every time. It's Resolute Technique. This one makes it so that you don't even have to worry about accuracy rolls. Forget finding accuracy on items. Forget ever putting points into dexterity. This makes it so that you literally hit every single time. The only downside is you never get critical strikes, but to be honest, the Marauder's not really much of a critical strike character to begin with, unless you have some kind of wacky build. So I would say go for it. Critical strikes tend to be more in the intelligence section. So yeah, I would definitely say get this. It's just a sweet thing. You know, there's other things like you cannot ever be stunned, but you also can never evade enemy attacks. So just cool little things like that. That's a very interesting one. Ranged attacks deal up to 50% more damage to very close targets, but deal less damage to further away targets. Interesting, just very interesting. So, that's a look at the passive skill tree. One more quick thing. When you are starting out as a Marauder, you'll start here. When you start out as a Duelist, you'll start here. Ranger, Shadow, Templar, and the Witch. They all have different starting spaces. And, you know, this section for the Templar will probably be more into elemental damage or health, you know, defensive stuff. This will probably be more offensive. This one will probably be more in the middle between offense and defense. This will be pretty much all spells up here with the, or minions with the Witch. You know, just, yeah, based on what you might think the characters would probably be built for. So because any character can use any skill in this game, there's no real particular outline for a character, but the way the passive skill tree is set up, you know, you're probably going to get diminishing returns if you're going to take a Witch to be a melee character. So yeah, but that's always a possibility. So that's a look at the passive skill tree. Now, real quick here, I'm going to tell you about the flask part of the game. The flasks in this game are this game's potions. Basically, flasks, when you're in town, you can take them off and they'll lose all their charges, but when you put them back in, they'll gain their charges. Anyway, what flasks do is they heal you, or they give you more mana, just like, you know, potions in Diablo 2. But these ones, you can't just buy them. You know, you can't buy potions that are full. They don't work that way. So the way they work is you use them, and they use up, like, see, this one uses 7 charges, and it'll heal me for 60 life over 6 seconds. So once I use that 7 charges, I'll have 14, and to get another drink back, I'll have to kill, like, you know, 7 more enemies or whatever. You know, you'll get different charges. Different monsters give you a different amount of charges depending on how tough they are. So that's how flasks work. Basically, they're motivating you to not be a potion popper like in D2. If you run out of flasks, you're pretty much screwed. So, you know, it is a kind of unrelenting system, but you know, I think it's worth it. But basically, I think you need to. Sorry, interruption. Basically, this skill system is pretty cool, though, and you'll get bigger ones as you go on. You know, you'll get well, let's see. Yeah, you'll get flasks. You know, there's magic flasks. You know, they have better stuff. They have magic stuff. They have increased resistances when you're using the flask effect. Now, stuff that says during flask effect, that only works while you're being healed, so, or while mana's coming back. So if you're full of mana and you use that, it's not going to do anything. So sometimes it's beneficial to have less health, you know, low health, low mana, etc. And I'm not sure if I have an example. There's a small vial, so the small vial it adds both the life and mana recovery. There's also other ones. I'm not sure if I have any now, but basically they can do things like give you plus to they can do neither life or mana. They can give you like just bonuses like fire resistance or something. So it's very cool. I've yammered on enough about those though. Finally, let me see. Do I have... Alright, let's see, yeah. Finally, I want to talk about orbs. Yeah, I want to talk about the currency system. So really quick, the currency system makes it so that there's no gold in this game, but you trade, you use these things, and it really just makes the item system overall, you know, basically very. It increases the longevity. I think it'll be very lasting game because of this. Basically, what these do. See, this one grants you a passive skill point refund. This one lets you reforge the number of sockets on an item. This one randomizes numeric values. There's all these crazy ones. Upgrade a normal item to a random rarity. Could be a unique, you never know. You know, just all sorts of crazy things that you can do with these items. So, it's very cool. Some of them are much rarer than others. Some of them are much more easier to find. So, oh, I guess the very interesting part is selling, buying and selling items. If you want to sell an item, you'll get currency for it. You'll get currency items for it. Do I have a magic item to sell? Yeah. So I'll get, you know, transmutation shards or something. And there's different formulas. If you sell like a certain number of a certain type of weapon, or if you do this or that, you'll get different, you know, offers for those items. But yeah, you can get currency that way. If you want to buy one of these, look at that, it costs 7 portal scrolls. They're not exactly easy to find though, you know, portal scrolls. If you want to buy one, it costs 3 of your scrolls of wisdoms, which are this game's identify scrolls. So yeah, it's all very nice. Everything costs currency items. It's just a very interesting system. So I think that's all I wanted to say with this game, with this video. Items, you know, you just have your basic items. Yeah, I don't really know much else to say. Helm, belts, gloves, boots, offhand, two-handers, one-handers, rings, amulets. There will soon, in the near future, next month or so, or I don't know, but very soon there will be an item switch. So that'll be interesting. A nice addition to the game. Other than that, next time, I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about. Probably go play some more. And go over some more things. Alright, well, take care. I'll see you next time.